Welcome to Team 4's videotape prototype presentation. I'm Corey Jordan. I did my undergrad in engineering at Penn State. I currently work at Gulfstream Aerospace as an engineer, and I'm located in Savannah, Georgia, which is why I'm not with the prototype right now.
Hey, I'm Haley Ellis. I'm in my third year of pharmacy school at University of Tennessee. I also work as an intern in the pharmacy at Walgreens, and I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, so I am also not with everyone else doing the prototype.
Hey, my name is Chloe Sutton. I'm currently in my second semester getting my MBA. Undergraduate is from Auburn, Alabama, in animal science pre-vet. I'm currently an academic advisor at the Fogelman College of Business, and I am in Memphis, Tennessee, so I am right here with the prototype.
Hello, my name is Vince Lovely. I'm also in my third year of pharmacy school. I'm also an intern at Walgreens, and I did my undergrad at University of Arkansas, and I am from West Memphis, Arkansas.
Hi, I'm Akhil, and I'm a business intelligence engineer at Smith & Nephew in Memphis, and I'm here with the team in Memphis.
Hi, I'm Penelope Fisher. I am working at corporate communications for FedEx Services, and I am in the team in Memphis, based here. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and graduated with an undergrad in journalism.
So to start off, the purpose of this project, we were tasked with performing a deep dive on a product of our choosing. It's methodology based on the very successful ideation company called IDEO. And the objective of the deep dive is to break down the status quo of a product and to really understand the problems, limitations, and weaknesses of a product that normally you don't think about in day-to-day life and a lot of people overlook. So for our project, we chose the dog crate to perform our deep dive on.
As a first step in our deep dive, our team investigated the status quo of the dog crate. We explored different questions like what does the general population think of when they think of a dog crate? What are some features in the dog crate that lacks today or the consumers would like implemented?
So according to paws.org, the cage is supposed to be a place where the dog can be safe and secure while the owner is away. And although a plain black metal cage can get the job done, it'll leave the dog feeling anxious, confined, not secure, and that can lead to even worse problems where the dog is destructive to the cage.
So during the deconstruction phase of our project, we had some pretty interesting insights into the status quo of the dog crate and some of the downfalls. And some of the things that we learned during the deconstruction was that one of the many dog owners often cover the dog crate with blankets or sheets or something like that in order to make a more comfortable environment for the dog. There's a limited amount of distraction items in the crate and what it currently comes with. The food and water options are non-existent in the current dog crate, and the current dog crate is not temperature controlled.
After we finished the deconstruction portion, we did a brainstorming session. So as a facilitator, I kind of made sure that everyone was positive and we were staying on track with what we needed to be doing, and that we were taking turns and it wasn't getting too crazy. So we started out, everyone had 5 minutes to individually write down on a piece of paper as many ideas as they could think of. When 5 minutes was up, we went through and everyone listed one idea at a time. And we just went through that until everyone was out of ideas. So each member got 7 votes, and they could vote on 7 different items, or if they felt really strongly about specific ideas, they could vote multiple times on one idea. We did this process 2 more times, so a total of 3 times, to figure out the ideas that we liked best.
So once we finished the brainstorming session, we took a break and waited a couple days to sit and reflect on the session that we had and all the ideas that we generated and what we wanted to pursue further in our prototype. So we met up again after a couple days and talked about it, and we picked a few ideas to test it out. So let's take a look at what we built.
So to start off, one of the things that we knew we had to do was to conquer a way for the dogs to feel safe and also feel like they had sort of that sanctuary concept we were talking about before. One way we did that, and also to make it aesthetically pleasing, which is important and something that we noticed from our research, one way we did that was by adding a sheet around this side and then curtains. So the curtains can actually be drawn as they are now, or if the dog wants a little bit more of some privacy and to feel a little bit more at home, you can close them back as well.
Another idea that we had was we included some containers. So we noticed that with most dog owners, as myself, we tend to keep our food, the toys, all of that in different places in the home, a pantry, a closet. So we wanted to make it a little more convenient. So we have storage here as carrying our toys. And we also have leashes for our sweet babies. And then here we have extra storage where we actually can put the food in there. You can put their medications in there, anything that you want. And in this one, we even have things for the human, basically.
Yep, so one of the overarching themes from all the people we interviewed was, as they said, just having a big bulky metal crate is not aesthetically pleasing in your house. No one wants to have that sitting in the middle of their living room. So we tried to make it mesh a little better with the surroundings by placing this wooden furniture up on top so you can make it more practical and leave things on top inside the room.
On the outside of the crate, we have a dry erasable board that can act as a scheduler or timekeeper for any of the dog's needs. If you take a look inside, we have a soft, comfortable yoga mat. Although this is a separate piece, we envision this as a removable, washable flooring that can be secured to the bottom of the floor.
Okay, so another thing that we wanted to add was a calm. The dogs get really destructive when they're bored, and as you can see, Lily here, we want to make sure she's entertained and doesn't do what she's doing now, which is, try to break out of the crate and try to get out. So another thing we added as a feature to this prototype that would be different than what's out there right now is this little toy, right? Another way to keep dogs entertained.
Another feature that we added to the cage was a water bowl that could be removed and reattached. So this is something that was actually controversial, as we mentioned a little earlier. Some of the dog owners, they want to include water bowls in case the dog is thirsty. I know mine gets really thirsty throughout the day, but then some, mainly with puppies, don't want to include it because the dog, one, might knock it over, or they don't want the dog to have to use the restroom constantly. So we have two that are listed, that are in here. Two so that they have excess water, and then they're screwed to the side of the cage so the dog can't knock them over, but you can also take them out if you don't want your dogs to have them.
So in addition to the water bowls that we were just speaking about, we also installed an automatic food dispenser. This way the dog can eat while the owner is away. And
Our prototype also comes with a camera that the owner can use to monitor his dog on his phone.
So another thing we noticed when we were doing our research is that when owners were coming home, or just dogs in general, could be very, very smelly, and the area around it can have an odor. So we want to do something to help diffuse that. So this is an odor diffuser to be attached to the crate on the outside to help kind of combat that smell and keep it smelling fresh.
We also noticed from researching and listening to other dog owners is that the cages right now on the market, they don't come with any type of climate control. So we included a heater/fan. Our feature is also going to be a divider. As you can see here, it's really easy to put in and out. Our dogs are growing, we have different sizes of dogs. So if you want to limit their access to the cage, so maybe you have a small puppy, you only want them to use half the cage, you can divide it off.
So to summarize, we believe that we had a lot of creative, innovative ideas that improved upon the problems and limitations upon the current status quo of the dog crate. And although we weren't able to include every idea that we thought of in the brainstorming session, we did have some that we wanted to share in our presentation. And one of those ideas was having the back side of the crate open to a doggy door so they can run outside as they please, and then whenever they're tired, they can run back in and take a nap in the dog crate. And another one that we had was including some of the features that we did include in our prototype in an app, but we didn't have any programming experience, so we couldn't really do that in the prototype. We don't believe that our prototype is a ready-to-market version of the product, but we do think that it's mature enough to move on to the next stage of business development. And seeing that we've added a lot of new features that don't come in the current dog crate, we understand that it's going to increase the price of the product. So the next steps we think would be that we would have to analyze the market for the demand of a higher priced dog crate and see what the profitability would look like. So thank you for listening to our presentation. We hope you learned some interesting, innovative ideas that you might be able to improve on your own dog crate. Have a great day.